I'm Christy, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. Today I am talking about my favourite Lush summertime products. So it is quite a lengthy video. I do have a lot to get through, so I'm going to try and fire through as quickly as I can because I just filmed a whole video for my other channel and I'm running out of vocal cords and mental capacity for filming because I was filming for 2 hours and now I'm doing this and that's going to be about 10 hours. So I have been a fan of Lush for a really long time, so some of these things are my tried and true, always summer go-tos. And I also now work for Lush and have done for just under a year. It'll be a year in August. However, that is not going to change my opinion on whether I like something or I would recommend something or I would not recommend something. I honestly like a huge lot of their products. There is just some that is just an absolute no for me, and I would never recommend anything that I didn't actually like. Also, Lush don't know about this video, so I'm not being paid to say any of this stuff. I am just giving my honest opinion here. I would probably actually die if anybody in my work found my YouTube channel. I actually think that would send me into an early grave. Anyway, let's get into it. To make this a little bit easier, I have some categories. The first category I have is skincare. So starting with moisturisers, my personal favourite moisturiser for in the summer is Enzymion. Enzymion is a moisturiser that I have went back to time and time again over the years, and I just think it's great for oily skin, which is the skin type that I have. It's packed full of lemons in there, so it has this really nice brightening effect to your skin. It hydrates your skin without leaving it feeling heavy. It still feels very fresh and very light for the summer, and in the summer I tend to wear a little bit less makeup, so I think it makes my skin feel really fresh and bright without having to wear any makeup as well. The lemons in there act as a little enzymatic exfoliant, so you kind of think about it as that moisturiser's on your skin. The enzymes from the citrusy lemons are kind of eating away at any dull skin, so it's giving this nice fresh brightening effect, and the longer that you use the skincare, the fresher and brighter your skin is going to feel. A second moisturiser I would recommend would be Vanishing Cream. I love Vanishing Cream as a product. My only issue with it is that it is not vegan because it contains honey. So if you're okay with using honey, then I guess you might really like it. I do know that Lush always source their honey ethically as well, or as ethically as possible. But this product, again, it's got some lavender in there and it's very hydrating for your skin, but it does absorb in almost instantaneously, and the smell of it is just so incredible. Vanishing Cream is also amazing underneath makeup as well, and it gives a kind of instantaneous mattifying effect to your skin. Then I have some face masks that I would recommend. So the first one is Don't Look at Me. This is a vegan one. Again, this is very fresh. It's packed with lemons. It's very brightening, and it's got a nice exfoliator in there as well, so you wouldn't have to exfoliate and then do your face mask. Some people like to put it on and then as they're washing off their skin, they like to exfoliate it off as they're washing it off. Personally, I like to exfoliate first. It makes me feel like I'm moving everything around, moving all those dead skin cells around, and then leave it on my skin as a face mask and then wash it off. That's just personally how I like to use it. I like to use this again for no makeup days, but I also like to use it on hangover days because I feel like it helps my skin look less tired, and it just kind of almost brightens my skin right away. If I know I've got a day ahead of me and I can't be bothered doing makeup, or maybe I was out the night before, I think this is a really nice one to use in the morning. And you will see a pattern here that in the summer I really like to lean towards the citruses, the lemons, the nice kind of fruity vibes. Then there is BB Seaweed. Again, this does have honey in it, so it's not vegan. I think everything I mention should be vegan unless I state that it's not. And typically, I think the only two products Lush use that will not be vegan is honey and beeswax, both of which the source as ethically as possible to source them. I would really love if they just got rid of the honey and the beeswax and used alternatives, but they're not going to listen to me, so. Anyway, BB seaweed. So again, this has like a slight exfoliation to it. It's not as like gritty as Don't Look at Me. It's definitely a more gentle exfoliator, and it's also got seaweed in there, so seaweed acts like a real mineral boost to your skin. And then there's also some rose and aloe vera in there, which is very cooling and calming for your skin. Again, if you seem to get like a little bit like hot and bothered in the summer, this one could be a really nice option for you as well. And it also has some kale and clay in there, so that's just really good at absorbing up any moisturiser and leaving your skin nice and mattified. Although I would say this one could really be good for any skin type as well, even if you're not very, very oily. And I will just say about BB seaweed, like, use it as fresh as possible, otherwise it actually stinks of fish. Then Catastrophe Cosmetic, again, this is like an old time favourite for me. I think it's one of their like classic face masks that I have used for years and years. I just really like it. It's got loads of blueberries in there, which is really an antioxidant for your skin. It's also got calamine in there that's going to calm any redness or soreness, and this helps to also take the heat out of your skin as well. I was actually lucky enough to get to make a little small batch of this face mask with some other people, and we got to take some of it home, so that was cute. And then we have Skin Soothing Porridge. Again, this has honey in it, and I've actually not used this one personally, but the reason that I'm putting it in here is because someone said that they had used it on an area of their skin that they got sunburn, and it really helped. I don't think they used it on like raw immediate sunburn, but I think they used it as the sunburn was starting to calm down a little bit. Again, this just helps take a little bit of the heat out of it. It's got oats in there that's really, really gentle for your skin as well. It's just nice, all like soothing, nourishing products. Somebody else also told me that they used it on their leg where they get eczema, and it really helped to clear up their eczema flare as well. Again, not a personal use product, but I just thought that I would actually put it in there. And then the toner waters. So there is aroma water, tea tree, and breath of fresh air. Aroma water is like a nice like rosy one. I'd say that's really good for anyone and good for like an all over like facial spritz. Sometimes if you're just feeling like very, very hot, you feel like you want to refresh a little bit. Breath of fresh air, I'd say that's kind of for like anyone for the same kind of purposes, just as like a little refresher. And then tea tree, I would say, is more for like oily or acne prone skin. Again, you actually don't need a toner in your routine. I just really like to have one, and I really like facial spritzes, but it's definitely not something that's necessary in any skincare routine. And unless actually you've got a toner that's like actually doing something, like it's got some kind of active ingredient in there, which these don't. I just think they're nice and I just enjoy using them. And then I'm also just going to say that you should be wearing a sunscreen whenever you're out in the sun. Taking care of your skin's health is not only an aesthetic thing, but it does help to protect you against things such as skin cancer. I don't have a recommendation of a LUSH product here because I'm actually not a huge fan of the LUSH sunscreen. So using, broad spectrum SPF, I like to use an SPF 50. I would recommend that you also use like a high SPF on your skin if you're going to be out in the sun all day. Obviously recommend reapplying. Do I sound like your mother? I hope so. And moving on to makeup, I wear less skin makeup in the summer, but if I do like to wear a little bit of something, I really like the Slapstick foundations. So it's full of coconut oil, jojoba oil, and argan in here as well. So it feels almost like a little bit like skincare at the same time as you're doing makeup. I would say this foundation is like light to buildable. I would prefer to wear it light because I think because it's got all those oils in there, it can feel particularly heavy if you're building it up. So I like use it pretty sparingly just so that I've got a little bit of something on my skin. And even though I'm oily, I like to look pretty glowy anyway. I don't particularly mind if I'm super shiny looking. So I'd say it's probably best if you're wanting that like natural glowy look to your skin. Also, their shade range is really, really inclusive as well. And then Feeling Younger Skin Tint. This is like a kind of silvery shimmer, and I like to use this in a couple of ways. I either like to mix it with a foundation and apply it to my skin that way. Just gives like a really subtle like glow lit from within type look, or I like to use it just directly on my skin as a highlighter, particularly for more no makeup days, but I just want like a little bit of highlight on. I don't always love how it looks over the top of makeup, but I do love how it looks as a highlighter when I've not got makeup on. Feeling Younger does have a sister who's called Charisma, and this is more of like a bronzy shade that again can be mixed with a moisturiser, or it can be applied directly to the skin as like a kind of bronze, or if you're a darker skin tone, it could be used as like a very like subtle kind of bronzy highlight. I'm only mentioning it here because some people go so hard for Charisma. I can't get it to work on my skin without it going like super patchy, but I thought I'd give that as a little option while I was mentioning Feeling Younger anyway. Emotional Brilliance face powder. Now listen, I have tried a lot of face powders in my time, and this one is actually one of the best ones that I've ever used, especially for when I wear more subtle makeup looks. I mean, I don't bake my skin anymore anyway. If you are like a kind of full beat, like bake your face, you're probably not going to like this, but if you are just looking for a loose powder to set your makeup, this one is really nice. The powder is very finely milled, so it doesn't look cakey. Even if you're not wearing makeup and you just want to kind of add it to your T-zone to take a little bit of the shine out your skin, it's really good for that as well. And then Lush's liquid eyeliners. I actually don't know how I slept on these for so many years. I think I rarely go to Lush for makeup products, and I like, apart from the ones that I've just mentioned, like that's the ones I've always went for. I've never really like expanded my horizons, but since I've been like working for Lush, I actually ended up getting all of the eyeliners for free, because why were they getting rid of them? They must have been like near like their shelf date or something like that. Anyway, I was lucky, got to take one of every single colour home, which was amazing, and I was like, whatever, I'll try them. If I don't like them, I'll kind of like hand them out to people. And I love them. Like the colours are like very unique, and they're almost like have like a metallic look to them. I'm actually wearing two of their colours today. So the one I have at my eyeliner is called Grounded, and then I can't remember what the gold one is. I think it might be Goddess. So I like to wear them either like this as like an eyeshadow, as an eyeliner, and I also have it on my freckles as well. Think it would be dead cute if you were doing like kind of graphic liners and stuff, because they are quite unique and they are very long wearing. Like even when I sweat, they don't move. I have wore them the whole day. I've wore them to like garden parties where I've been out since the afternoon till late at night, and they still look great. They don't run, they don't smudge, they don't move. Even like the freckles like across my face, like they don't budge at all. Really like them. Moving on to hair, I will say hair is kind of like my blind spot when it comes to Lush products. My knowledge on the hair care isn't great. I work in the spa, so I don't often deal with the hair products that much. But I will tell you the ones that I personally have been using and that I personally like. So Jumping Juniper shampoo bar. Any of the shampoo bars would actually be really good for if you're going on a holiday, because obviously it's not like a liquid, and they're small and they're compact, and you can like just carry them with you and fling them in your like bag or whatever. But Jumping Juniper I think is like my favourite one that I've ever used. I had been like a C-neck girl, had been like the one that I had always used for a really, really long time. But jumping juniper is just so deeply clarifying. I get like, my hair type is like oily at the roots and then kind of like frizzy at the bottom, and I feel like it just makes my scalp feel so clean. And the shampoo bars also last a really, really, really long time. Obviously you might have a different hair type from me, so best thing to do would be maybe like go into a store and ask somebody at like the shampoo bit or the hair care bit for advice on what one you should get. I personally love the jumping juniper. They do have conditioner bars as well, which I'll be perfectly honest, I don't love the conditioner bars. I don't think they condition my hair well enough. I guess if you've got like oily hair down the bottom and you're just looking for like a tiny little bit of conditioning, then the conditioner bar might be fine for you, but I don't like them. Something about the formula, I don't love their conditioner bars, but their shampoo bars are fantastic. Another shampoo that I really like is Rehab Salty. So I used to love Big, and I still like Big. That's got like the chunks of like sea salt in it. So it's really not like an everyday or like maybe like a once a week kind of shampoo deal when you really want to like deeply cleanse like your hair and your scalp and just give it almost like a little treatment. That's kind of how I use the Rehab Salty shampoo. I don't use it all the time. I just use it when I feel like I've got like a big build up of product maybe in my hair and it needs like a much deeper cleanse than just a shampoo bar. It almost feels after I use this that the roots have kind of been like boosted and my like in between my hair can like breathe again. Like I can feel the wind between every hair follicle. It smells nice. It's like refreshing but also a little bit minty at the same time. If like minty and herby had a baby, I would say. So in here we've got rosemary and pineapple, so that is quite stimulating and it gives it that again that like enzymatic exfoliation, but then the coarse sea salt is going to give it like an actual physical exfoliation to your scalp as well. Conditioner that I really do like is Power Conditioner. I think this was actually made for like thick curly hair, which I don't have. I have just like regular wavy hair, but my hair is pretty frizzy and I feel like that tames it quite well. Like I said, the ends of my hair get really, really dry and I feel like this is quite, it feels quite nourishing. Like I do notice when I use it, my hair feels a lot more hydrated. And also what I like about it is it conditions my hair but it doesn't weigh it down. A lot of conditioners make my hair, it almost like takes the wave out of my hair. This conditions it but leaves like my hair being like naturally wavy. The smell of this is like vanilla, tonka. If you've smelled American cream before, it's kind of in like the same area as that, I would say. I'm going to say something and I don't want it to put you off. It reminds me of a very specific smell, and that smell is dog shampoo. And like I like it, I like the smell, but every single time I use it, I'm like, this is dog shampoo, this conditioner is dog shampoo. And again, it's a smell that I like, but it must just be like, maybe it's like the specific brand of shampoo that I use on my dogs, because it is what I think every single time I smell it. But I also don't mind smelling like a dog because I love my dogs. And then Super Milk. Oh my god, this is an actual hero product that I only discovered like last year or something, and I can't believe I've been living without it for such a long time. So this is a leave-in conditioner for your hair, so you put it through your damp hair and it helps to lock in the moisture. Oh my god, I cannot tell you how much it helps my frizziness, and it really does make my hair just look so much shinier, so much healthier. It's such a lovely, lovely product to use, and a bottle lasts such a long time because you actually do not need a lot of it at all. If you're going on holiday through the summer, I think a small version of this would be really nice to even take to the beach with you. You know, when you come out the sea and your hair is that kind of like kind of dry, kind of gritty feeling way, I think this would be really nice to kind of even put on your hair, just kind of bring that moisture back into it again. I even do like it on dry hair. Sometimes I'll use it to either slick my ponytail back, which I have done today, or like I'll use it through the ends of my hair. If my hair is looking particularly frizzy, I'll just take a couple of pumps and smooth it through my ponytail, and it just makes everything look a lot tamer. The scent of this one is like incredibly sweet and incredibly vanilla-y. People go absolutely mental for the smell of super milk. Like they like really, 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 really love it. I think it's only okay. Like I like the smell of it when it's in my hair, but I always wash my hands afterwards because I feel like it's a little bit sickly and overpowering. I think if I was to have it on like my hands all day, I'd be a bit like, that's a bit much. But on like my hair, it leaves my hair smelling really nice. I hope that makes sense. Now we're talking about baths. So I know that baths might not be the very top of your summer priority list because, you know, they're quite warming. However, I'm a bath lover, and even if it's like 1,000,000 degrees outside, you better bet that I am absolutely still going for a bath. And I have some bath bombs that I like to use that feel a little bit more summery and a little bit more cooling. So first of all is Intergalactic. This is an absolute classic. It's so refreshing, it's so uplifting, it's so minty. Also, when you put it in the bath, it just looks like a galaxy. It is one of their most beautiful bath bombs ever, and I will just never ever ever tire of it. If Intergalactic has one fan, it is me. If Intergalactic has no fans, I am dead. And then Fizzbanger, again, this was another absolute classic. One of the best bath bombs that they've ever done. And then they murdered it and got rid of it. But I work in one of the LUSHs where we have a discon wall. So we've brought back all of like the discontinued products. So I don't know, depending on where you are, you might still be able to get your hands on Fizzbanger, and it's so lovely. So I believe the stores that they have resurrected her for are Kingston, Liverpool and Glasgow. So Fizzbanger is like a citrusy, sherbety, it's just very like sweet summer vibes. It's got popping candy in there, so it's lots of fun, and it makes the bath like kind of blue swirls. It's really pretty. Love it. Then we have Avobath, who is very unassuming because she's just green, but she's very refreshing. She is scented like lemongrass and bergamot, so it's nice and uplifting, and again has like a little sherbety feel to it as well. You can very clearly see the scents that I gravitate towards. And this one also does have avocado in there, so it's nice and hydrating for your skin as well. Then we have Big Blue, which is just another absolute classic. This one is like just being at the sea, so maybe you can't go on your summer holiday this year, but you can bring the sea to your home. I am such a fan of Big Blue. Again, this is like another like one that I will purchase time and time and time again and have done for years, and you really just can't beat it. It smells like salty but also lemony and lavendery at the same time, and it does have seaweed in there, which I know some people don't like bits in their bath, so just to let you know that that is the case. If you don't like seaweed in your bath, then I mean, seaweed is very good for your skin, but I think you should give it a try, but it's not up to me, is it? And then again, this is one that I haven't personally used, but I thought I would recommend it, and that is Cold Water Soother. So this is the first bath bomb that Lush has designed specifically for cold water. So I thought this would be really good if you're the type of person that likes to do like cold dips or cold plunges, and whenever people do that, I've seen people doing it in like bins and in their baths, and you can do that, and then you can put the cold water soother in it. But I'm just saying, cold day in hell before I actually do that. There would be no chance. So I would like to tell you that I have tried this product and that I enjoy this product. I have not, but the feedback I have heard from other people is that it is really, really good. And in here there is patchouli, which is a scent that I really, really love. It's quite nice and earthy and grounding, and it also has magnesium in there, which is great for muscle repair. I feel like it has Epsom salt as well, but I've not wrote down that it has Epsom salt, but I'm pretty sure that it does. Then let's talk about some shower gels that I really, really like. So again, Intergalactic, it's minty, it's refreshing, we've spoke about it, I love it. Then we have Happy Hippie, which is more zesty, grapefruit and bergamot. I feel like this is like, again, like a very classic summer scent. And then Good Karma, everybody needs some. Honestly, one of the best scents, not only by Lush, but in the world, I would actually argue they are, honestly. It's orange and patchouli and lemongrass in there, and we are going to talk a little bit more about the Karma scent when I talk about perfumes. But for shower gels, the shower gel and the perfume smell slightly different from each other, but all of the Karma products are just, they're too good. They are too good. And then I'll put a body scrub in here as well. So Magic Crystal's body scrub, I believe I have spoke about before, I think, because it is a product I've liked for a long time. So in here there is a lot of menthol, so it is absolutely going to tingle your tits off. So if you're feeling extremely hot, then it might be nice to use this in the morning to kind of leave you feeling refreshed and not like a sticky, sweaty mess, as I am. Anything above 15 degrees and I am sweating. And let's talk about body products. So Dream Cream body lotion, this is an oat, lavender and chamomile blend. It's very, very subtle. The scent is super, super subtle and gentle as well. Again, I put this here because I think this would be something that would be gentle enough if you have been out in the skin, oh my god, weird. If you have been out in the sun and your skin is feeling a little bit sensitive, I think this would be something really nice and calming to use. It's not got like a ton of crazy ingredients in there. It's pretty simple. It's quite light and absorbs into the skin, but feels really hydrating at the same time. I can't see anybody not liking Dream Cream, to be honest. Minna Misoma Shower Oil. Don't know if I should have spoke about this in shower stuff, but I feel like it fits better into body stuff. So the smell of this product is honestly unreal. Again, it's so beautiful, and I always associate it with the summer because I always gravitate towards it in the summer and I use it often, and I really, really love everything about this little product. And it's always one that I never hear anybody really talking about that much, and honestly that is a crime. Go to jail. This is one of the ones that if Lush ever discontinue this, I will absolutely quit, because it will be the final straw, because everything I like gets murdered, and I feel like at this point it's personal, and this is one of the ones where if this ever goes, so do I. Use this on wet skin when you're still in the shower all over your body as a moisturiser. So it's like an oil, so it helps to lock in the water in your skin, which is why you use it on wet skin. So it's nice and hydrating. The smell is so unreal. What is in this? I actually don't know what is in it, but it's like, again it is like a sherbety kind of scented thing, I will say. I like this one for the summer because I want to still moisturise my skin, but I don't want to feel sticky. So obviously you're putting this on, you're getting out the shower, you're drying yourself, you are left with like a little bit of like coating on your skin, but definitely not as heavy as what putting a moisturiser on would feel like. The scent of this is like sherbety, citrusy. Again, you know, it's also sweet, it's also citrus, It's just like a little beautiful cocktail. Almost, I would say it's like sherbet lemon bonbons is how I would describe the smell of this. Then we have Silky Underwear Dusting Powder. So this is an absolute must-have in the summer for me. It smells like very, very subtly of jasmine. I would say it's quite a sexy, seductive scent, but the real reason I like it is not because of the scent, it's because it helps me feel less sticky. So I always use this in between my thighs if I'm wearing a skirt, especially if your like thighs rub together when you walk. Silky underwear is going to be a little bit of a game changer for you. But I also like to use it in other areas that might get sweaty, such as crevices of the body, like under your tits and such. And you can use this all over your body as well. Sometimes I do that and that's quite nice. Still leaves your skin feeling dead silky smooth, but you also feel more matte than anything. Tea for toes. Again, I feel like this product is a little bit slept on. This is a powder for your feet, so it's like a deodorizing foot powder that's got tea tree in there as well. I very rarely apply it right to my feet, but what I do is I put it in my trainers. Like if it's summer and you're walking about all day, then you might be extra sweaty, and I cannot say how well this works for stopping your trainers smelling. Even if your trainers already smell a little bit, like your running shoes or something like that, and you put a little bit of this in, it helps so much. It's so good, and you don't need a lot of it either. Okay, let's talk about fragrance, and we'll talk about body sprays first. So these are like the more affordable, they're more affordable than the perfumes, but definitely not less quality, I would say. I would just say if you think about the difference between any body spray and any perfume, the body spray is obviously less expensive. However, the scent from the body spray still lasts like an incredibly long time, and they still smell amazing. It's just in the perfumes and the fragrances are more, they are luxury perfumes, so they can range from a little bit pricey to very pricey for a perfume, whereas the body sprays tend to be around the like £20 mark or something. I think there's some that's like 15, some that's 25, but they're all kind of round about the £20 to £30 mark. So we have Avocado Co-Wash. Again, this is sweet, citrusy, sherbety. Are we surprised that this is something that I like? Actually, my partner commented just yesterday how much he loves when I wear this body spray. He is a fan of Lord of Misrule, and somehow I feel like the Avocado Co-Wash body spray is Lord of Misrule's summertime sister. Deliciously tart and tantalising, ripe avocado is imagined as a sherbet sharp fragrance of bergamot and Litzy cubeba. Then Dad's Garden Lemon Tree. This is one, again, that I honestly rebuy every single summer. If there's one scent that reminds me of summertime, it's Dad's Garden Lemon Tree. I love it. Whereas Avocado Co-Wash was more sweet sherbet lemon, I feel like Dad's Garden Lemon Tree is more lemony lemon, like a true citrus scent, but definitely not bitter. It is just literally like sunshine in a body spray. Honestly, it's so good. A bittersweet landscape of lemon and lime, watered with fresh juicy bergamot and infused with African sunshine. And the next body spray I want to talk about is Big. We spoke about Big Bath Bomb already, and I love this fragrance so much. So again, it's got the lemon and it's got the lavender in there, but for me this is just true seaside. It just smells like, without it doesn't smell like the seaside. It smells like a perfect version of the seaside would smell like. I wore this all through last year when I went down to go and stay in Dorset for 8 weeks for work, and I wore that the whole time I was there, and that is a little seaside town, and so I think that's just always going to have that tie to that for me. But even before then, I always loved Big. I've always been a lover of it. I also feel like this scent is quite subtle as well, and it's almost like I don't think I've smelled a body fragrance quite like Big before. I think they've done something quite unique with it, where it does have uplifting notes to it, but it still smells salty somehow at the same time. So the description for this one says, sun-kissed citrus of Mediterranean orange flower and neroli with a touch of evocative vanilla. I don't know if that accurately describes it the way that I would describe it. I just feel like just go and smell it because it's beautiful. Now let's move on to the luxury perfumes that I want to talk about. So we have Furs. So this smells like coconut, like just straight up coconut, like not like sweet fake coconut, like raw coconut. It actually reminds me of Malibu sun cream, but like a bougie expensive version of Malibu sun cream. One of my favourite perfumes of all time is Rihanna's Rebel de Fleur, and this reminds me of it. And I don't think it reminds me of it I don't know why it reminds me of it, because it's not the same, but I feel like the vibe of it is the same, where it is like a very, to me, summertime coconut beach goddess on an island scent to it. The scent of this actually isn't coconut though it smells like that raw coconut scent. It is the smell of the gorse plant. So when this plant blooms, it gives off this coconutty scent to it, and I just love it. I love it so much. When warmed by the sun, yellow gorse flowers emit a heady coconutty aroma, a sheer delight for passing Sunday strollers. This blossoming perfume encapsulates this hedgerow scent with a blend of neroli and mimosa, encouraging a sunshine state of mind. How cute is that? Then we have Sappho. So this perfume for me probably is like an all year round type of perfume, but I am literally obsessed with it right now at this very moment, which is why I'm talking about it right now at this very moment. And I feel like I'm going to wear this a lot of the summer, so I think I'll just put it here because it's my current summertime favourite. This is definitely a lot muskier and a lot smokier than anything that I typically go for. As you can tell, I like citrusy, kind of light, kind of more, like I guess just like fresher fragrances, whereas this is quite musky and quite smoky. It actually reminds me of, I describe it as a sophisticated baby powder. I feel like, you know, like in Mean Girls when Janice says, "You smell like a baby prostitute," I feel like this is kind of what this is. But to me, it almost feels like something that you could imagine like Marilyn Monroe or Priscilla Presley or one of these kind of like classic icons wearing, because I feel like it is a scent that smells expensive and sophisticated without smelling like somebody's granny, if you know what I mean. Like when I think of like sophisticated like classic scents, I think of something like Chanel No. 5, which I personally find absolutely revolting. I feel like Sappho is what I want Chanel No. 5 to be, if that makes sense, just with like the associations to Chanel No. 5 of it being about these like very like glamorous women wearing them. I mean, I think Marilyn Monroe wore nothing but Chanel No. 5 to bed, I'm sure she famously said. So in here it has orris, vanilla and tobacco. Fell in love with a girl. Bittersweet and inescapable. This ode to a striking poetess, the 10th muse, will shake your senses. Spritz yourself with classical orris entwined with cardinal jasmine to enchant deep desires. And then finally for fragrance, let's talk about Karma. So we spoke about that a little bit with the shimmer gel, but this is a classic Lush scent, and in my opinion it is absolutely one of their best scents. So this has patchouli, Brazilian orange, lemongrass and pine. It's the perfect mix of citrusy and spicy. It's earthy, but at the same time it's uplifting. It is just so beautiful. Spritz yourself all over and take a trip through 1960s London as clouds of intoxicating patchouli mingle with uplifting sweet orange and refreshing pine oils. And I think like describing this as a hot 1960s summer is so accurate. It honestly feels like I'm at Woodstock, like smoking weed, just wanting like peace and love, having the time of my life. And I think that's like exactly what this scent is to me. And that is the end of the video. I hope that you have enjoyed it, and I hope that you have enjoyed my recommendations. If you have any Lush summertime recommendations of your own, please put them in the comments so that other people can see these recommendations of your personal favourites as well. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!